In the modern geopolitical chessboard, wars are no longer just fought with guns and missiles. They're waged with microchips, minerals, and market monopolies. At the heart of this 21st century resource war lies a group of 17 elusive yet essential materials, rare earth elements, RES. These minerals are indispensable in everything from smartphones, electric vehicles, and satellites, to wind turbines and F-35 fighter jets. And in this high-stakes battle for technological dominance, China holds the secret weapon. Rare earth elements aren't rare in terms of abundance, but they are rarely found in concentrated, economically exploitable forms. These include neodymium, used in magnets, dysprosium, for EVs, and lanthanum, in optics and batteries. Modern society can't function without them. They're the building blocks of clean energy, defense tech, and even AI infrastructure. As of 2025, China produces 70% of the world's rare earths, controls over 90% of global processing and refining houses, most of the global expertise in rare earth metallurgy. But China's dominance didn't happen overnight. It was a strategic national priority starting in the 1980s. Deng Xiaoping once famously said, "The Middle East has oil. China has rare earths." Since then, Beijing has been consolidating its control, buying up global mines, investing in refining, and flooding the market to undercut competition. In July 2023, and again in late 2024, China imposed export restrictions on gallium and germanium used in semiconductors and defense tech, and tightened controls on certain rare earth elements. These weren't just bureaucratic tweaks, they were geo-economic power plays aimed at the United States, Japan, and the EU. In April 2025, China escalated further, blocking exports of key REEs to companies supplying US defense contractors, citing national security concerns. According to Chinese state media and officials, these actions are meant to protect national resources, promote green development, and prevent foreign misuse of Chinese technologies. Unofficially, it's retaliation for US semiconductor export bans, Taiwan-related tensions, and rising anti-China sentiment in Washington. The US government has known for years that its dependence on Chinese rare earths is a national security risk, but action was slow until now. Since 2020, the Department of Defense has been scrambling to secure supply chains. Highlights include $120 million investment in MP Materials California to ramp up domestic rare earth mining, funding for processing facilities in Texas, Arizona, and Alaska. Strategic partnerships with Australia, Canada, and the EU. Proposed legislation in 2025 to ban Chinese rare earths from US military supply chains by 2027. However, as the Washington Post noted in April 2025, these efforts are years away from maturity, and the US still lacks significant domestic refining capabilities. Pentagon officials have warned Congress that a supply disruption could cripple operations, from missile guidance systems to drone fleets. Meanwhile, companies like Apple, Tesla, and Boeing are racing to diversify suppliers, even if it means shifting production out of China, a move that's both costly and politically sensitive. Countries around the world are rethinking their rare earth strategies. Australia is ramping up exports and processing, notably through Lynas Rare Earths and Iluka Resources. Japan is building strategic reserves and refining capabilities. India and Vietnam are being courted as future suppliers. The EU has drafted a new Critical Raw Materials Act to build resilience. But even with diversification, no country can yet match China's scale and efficiency. As China throttles supply, global prices of key REEs like neodymium and praseodymium are surging. This creates cost pressure on EVs, wind turbines, and military contracts. Paradoxically, the West's push for clean energy is being undermined by its dependence on Chinese processing. According to the Financial Times, this dynamic is already causing project delays and production cuts, especially in Europe and the US. China sees rare earths as economic deterrents, a silent but powerful way to retaliate against Western tech bans and military alliances. The US sees them as a vulnerability that must be closed, especially as the rivalry with China intensifies. We're witnessing a rare moment where mining policy is national security policy. We may not see rare earths on the evening news, but they're quietly shaping the future of geopolitics, green energy, and global conflict. The war for rare earths isn't loud. It's strategic, slow-burning, and deadly important. Because in the age of AI, drones, and electric mobility, he who controls the rare earths controls the world.